Hello.
Hello.
Is he in the right spot?
Yeah, you can say
hello. 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 Hello.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, visitors and job quitters. Welcome back to We Just Quit Our Job, the podcast where we tell you how to quit your job and start a lifestyle business. I'm your host, Ted Zepp, and we have a really special guest for you today. I'll let my co-host introduce him.
Hey everyone, Greg Puffman here. I have my Staples coworker Nick here. He's actually the junior shift manager, so he's a couple levels under me, but we're really excited to have him in, and I think he's really excited to be here. Right, Nick?
That's right. I'm junior shift manager at the local
Staples,
and excited to be on this program, I guess.
Yeah, it's our podcast. I was kind of telling you about it the other day. You said you were interested.
Yeah.
So, Nick, are you thinking about quitting your job? Is that why you're here?
Oh no. I like Staples, and I like working with Greg as my boss.
I mean, Nick, it's okay. You can kind of let your guard down a little bit. You don't.
No, really. I just love
Staples,
and I'm really excited about my new position as
junior shift managers.
And hopefully, maybe if you quit your job, as this show is apparently entitled, maybe I can get your job.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, Ted would.
Just to bring everyone up to date.
I did quit my job, like the podcast says, and Greg has not.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of times Greg is always saying that, like if he left, that things would be kind of in disarray and no one would know what to do. But it sounds like you kind of got a handle on things, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, Nick doesn't really know that much. He asked me a lot of questions, and he doesn't really know what's going on or where to tell anyone what to do, so I don't actually think that would work.
Well, I mean, I'm still learning, but eventually.
Yeah, okay, Nick.
If that's okay.
I think you should probably just calm down. Let's move on to the next question. We were talking a little bit about the 4 hours work week the other day. And Nick, I know you said you read it, so I just kind of was wondering what your thoughts were on that book.
Yeah, no, I told you that I actually hadn't read it, and then you asked me if I had ever read a book in 4 hours, and you told me that was the point.
Okay, listeners, even though that is the point of the 4 hours, I definitely did think that Nick had read this, and
I'll read it if it means a lot to you.
It's fine, Nick. We'll talk about this on Monday.
Okay, I guess let's move into tips and tricks, because let's just move into tips and tricks. Tips and tricks, a segment where we give you a tip and a trick, and maybe a tip again, on different stuff you can do to kind of up your game, your entrepreneurship game. So mine is something I just saw. It was linked through entrepreneur.com, but it's from this really beautiful life coach named Megan Bruneau. She says that you should live alongside your mess. So that means that a lot of times it's like easy to get caught up in fixing the little things in your life, like your room is a mess or the bills are piling up. But you should really just focus on achieving your dream. And I think that's really empowering.
So, how are things going with your life coach, Ted?
They're actually going really, really great. He's taught me a lot of great tips and tricks and strategies. I'm not working at a 9-to-5 job. I'm not stuck in an office. I'm not stacking papers and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's really good. I'm focusing, like I said, I'm living alongside the mess. I'm moving back in with my parents to save some money, which is just another business strategy. So yeah, it's actually going really, really wonderful. My life coach business is going to be off the ground in a little bit.
Yeah, you keep saying that, and we should really have your life coach on sometime and just kind of pick his brain if he doesn't charge extra for that sort of thing.
All right. Why don't you just do your trick, Greg?
Okay, mine's actually a tip. You definitely need to expand on, and it's something that I learned the hard way this week. Walk your dog every day. He has a lot of energy, and he's basically just been destroying my apartment. I guess this is kind of like a public service announcement to just walk your dog.
I'd tell you to live alongside your mess, but...
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know you had a dog.
I'll ask you. So, Nick, did you end up coming up with a tip?
Well, yeah, I have a tip for when you're working at
Staples,
and someone comes up and asks you,
Where's the paper?
ask them what kind of paper they're looking for. So, like, a notebook or lined or not lined, or maybe like a heavier stock. And maybe they're looking for like pens as well, so then you can know which aisle to send them to.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
that's okay. Yeah,
it might be a little obvious.
No, that's
tip.
a good tip. I just kind of wanted to cut you off.
Yeah, I think we need to kind of get this whole segment back on track. It's kind of been devolving the past couple episodes. These are like business entrepreneurship tips and tricks. It'd be really easy for me to just bring my life coach on and team up with him and make this podcast about whatever I wanted, but I don't do that. So let's just make sure we keep this, about what it's about.
Make on budget happen, make caffeinated happen.
Okay, listeners, so I guess to get us back onto sort of the theme of this whole show, we're going to do another segment that we call the Musk Minute. We just tell you about what Elon Musk is up to, what he's working on, and different things. So I think the new thing that he's got.
Have you heard about the Hyperloop?
Yeah.
About that?
Yeah,
no. They recently just had their it was like Kitty Hawk moment where they tested out the train that's going to go in the vacuum magnet tubes.
Magnets?
Yeah, I think it's like a floating train that goes in magnets, and you can go up to like 5,000 miles an hour.
Is it to go to Mars or?
No, it's just to get.
What does that have to do with kittens?
For Musk Loop.
That's what I was going to talk. I was going to talk about that part.
Okay.
You covered all the ground.
I still don't really understand what the application of this is, like what it would be used for. Yeah, and I mean, Elon Musk is a part of it. It's definitely something that's worthwhile. Okay, so we're just going to transition right into the 4-hour power. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite segments, and we actually got a couple likes on Twitter when I was talking about it, so I think that the audience really likes it too. So this week, I decided I was going to try to learn the guitar in 4 hours. And it's a pretty simple instrument, so I really thought that I was going to be able to do this. But about 2 hours in, I was starting to realize that this really just wasn't my strong suit. Like you were talking about last week, Ted, Tim always says that if you can't do it in 4 hours, you should just move on to something else. So I decided that, it just wasn't working out.
So that's a good try, Greg. I was actually pretty busy this week. Like I mentioned before, I moved back in with my parents, just as kind of like a business leveraging decision. But yeah, it took me about 4.5 hours, so I'm going to count it towards this week's 4-hour power.
You got to give yourself a little leeway here and there in the 4 hours. It can't always just be 4 hours. I usually like to keep it under, but I understand.
Well, if I asked you for help and you didn't come.
Okay, job quitters. That was lucky episode 7. We're wrapping up now. A lot of good stuff in here. I just want to thank Nick for coming on this week.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Greg.
It was we definitely got some information from you, and I think that
it was wild.
Yeah, we might have you on again at some point. It just kind of depends where things are going. The show's getting kind of popular, so we're going to be shooting for some A-listers, but we're definitely going to keep you on standby.
Well, Greg, you let me, you know where I work.
Yeah, I do, and I will. We'll talk about
This on Monday.
Maybe Staples will advertise with us.
No, I don't think they're going to do that. I'm Greg Huffman.
And I'm Ted Zepp.
I'm Nick.
Yeah,
I'm also Nick.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Nick. And go quit your job.
Quit your job.